Well, here we are, folks. 2018, a new year. But I think it's time to reflect back on 2017 and what we got out of it. It was a pretty shit year, to be honest, but if there was one great thing that came out of it, it was the video games, of course. Every year we usually get some pretty great games, and 2017 was no exception. Yeah, we also had a few fuck-ups in 2017, and I'm looking at you, EA. But we got a lot of great games in 2017. This was actually one of the best years for games that I can think of. A lot better than the past few years. Now, of course, I'm still a broke motherfucker, so I'm not able to afford every video game that comes out. I missed out on a few great titles like Resident Evil 7, Horizon Zero Dawn. I missed out on Breath of the fucking Wild. But I still managed to get my hands on a couple of great games, and I'm going to talk about my 5 favorite games. So let's get to it. These are my top 5 games of 2017.
Good morning, Mort. Looks like we have some tests to run through today.
Number 5 on this list goes to Arcane Studios' Prey. I know some people didn't enjoy it, and it really was one of the biggest underrated games of the year, but I had fun with it. It really captures the feeling and gameplay of BioShock, which is one of my all-time favorite games, and then throws you in an environment and a story reminiscent of System Shock. In the game you play as Morgan Yu, who goes about your daily job, but things take a turn for the worst. Turns out you were in a simulated environment aboard Talos 1, a huge space station. The station has been invaded by this eerie and strange looking alien called the Typhon, who seems to be killing everything that moves. The story I felt was pretty good. You get to pick choices that impact your progression later down the game, and I always like games that do that. There are several aliens you gotta be on the lookout for. You got the little mimic bastards who will just copy things around them. You got the big bastards who will blast your ass to Kingdom Come. And there's a few other different variations you'll find here and there. Some people complained about the design choice for the aliens. It didn't bother me at all while playing the game. I still felt that they were a bit creepy, unnerving, inhuman. They were going for that kind of inhuman aspect, and that's what they are. I also think it's unnerving when you walk into a room and you don't expect that roll of toilet paper to transform into a fucking alien and attack you. The gameplay is great. Like I said earlier, it's pretty similar to BioShock, where you have to scavenge the station for whatever supplies you can carry and use. If you run into an enemy, you can take him out with an assortment of weapons. In the game, you can also find and equip certain neuromods that give you access to powers. And some of these powers are pretty cool. My favorite was the fucking power where you can transform into just about anything. Roll of toilet paper, boom. Coffee mug, boom. You want to be a banana? You can be a fucking banana. There are several different ways you can play the game. You can be all human, where you don't accept any of the neuromods and just use the weapons, or you can go all alien, equip all the neuromods. You can also be either really stealthy if you want to and avoid combat, or you can just go in full guns blazing. You're gonna get your ass kicked a lot in the first couple of hours, but once you find better weapons and gain better abilities, you can finally stand your ground against these spooky bastards. There's a lot of exploration to be done on Talos 1. It's a pretty large environment. You can explore almost every inch of the station, from the inside and even the outside. I didn't have any issues with the game besides the very last end credits scene, which I'm not gonna spoil it, but it just leaves you confused, I guess. You can easily put at least 30 hours on the first playthrough if you do all the side quests, if you do all the exploration. There's a lot of content to be had in Prey, and I enjoyed that. Overall, it was a wild ride. I'd say give it a shot if you haven't played it yet. And that's why Prey is my number 5. Number 4 goes to the charming indie game with a lot of heart, A Hat in Time. A Hat in Time has got to be one of the cutest games I've ever played. It's a platformer reminiscent of Mario 64. Everything about the game is a treat. All the characters are memorable and interesting, the soundtrack is fun, lively, and catchy. This game was an overall blast to play through. The game's story is fairly simple. You play as Hat Kid, who's on her way home flying around in her ship when she gets in trouble. She then proceeds to lose all her time capsules that she needs to power her ship. So now you've got to go hopping world to world looking for these capsules. These worlds are all unique and fun to explore. On top of the capsules, there are other things you have to collect, like yarn, which you can use to craft different hats, with different abilities. The characters you meet along the way are funny and full of personality, from the sassy train conductor, to the ghost man, and then Mustache Girl. Motherfucking Mustache Girl. I was originally going to put Cuphead on this spot, but everybody from Germany to Timbuktu already placed it on theirs. Plus, while Cuphead was fun, it still pissed me off. Hat in Time never pissed me off. It was pure joy from start to finish. If you haven't played this game yet, pick it up on Steam. You won't regret it.
You are truly as he anticipated. This is truly an unjust game. But if my voice is reaching you, I beg you, please overcome this game and save the world.
Number 3 goes to Persona 5. This game is quite the experience. I played a lot of Persona 4 previously and loved it. So I didn't know how Persona 5 would make me feel, but holy shit, it blew me out of the water. There is so much to do in this game and so much to explore. You play as the classic transfer student who leads the Phantom Thieves of Hearts, a group whose purpose is to steal the hearts of corrupted adults in order to make things a bit better for society. There are so many unique characters in the game, and of course, depending on who they are, you can either get them to join you and help you take down the corrupted, or others you can establish a friendship or relationship with and strengthen that bond you have with the person, which in turn gives you access to better moves and personas to help you get through the game's many palaces and enemies. Speaking of the palaces, they are so much bigger and more intricate than the simple dungeons in Persona 4. There's more to explore with these palaces. The gameplay when you're fighting is turn-based and exciting. It gives you the options to fight these enemies in many different styles and varieties, and it's vastly improved upon from Persona 4. When you aren't fighting, the game pace is pretty relaxed, where you go through average school life, exploring the city life, progressing through the story. It's all done very well and keeps the game moving at a great pace. The art style and direction is amazing. Persona has always stood out in the world of JRPGs with its unique style. The soundtrack is vibrant, it's jive, it's funky, it's really damn catchy, and you'll oftentimes get the song stuck in your head. You can put well over 100 hours just on your first playthrough trying to accomplish everything the game has to offer you. It's fantastic. Persona 5 is a new gold standard for Japanese RPGs, and if you haven't played it yet, you should definitely consider it next time you're looking for a game.
Come on!
Mario Odyssey, baby! This game is Mario at his finest. This game proves that Mario is still going strong and Nintendo is still capable of adding in new, unique styles and energy into the Mario series. Unlike a certain studio with a certain blue bitch, Nintendo really delivered a great game with Odyssey. Now, I normally don't play a lot of platformers, but 2017 was a great year for the genre. You had games like Hollow Knight, Sonic Mania, which was not made by Team Sonic, A Hat in Time, and Mario Odyssey. No, not you, ukulele, fuck off. Out of all the platformers I played, Mario Odyssey is easily the best one from 2017. The biggest game changer in Odyssey is Cappy, Mario's friend and hat that helps you throughout the story. Cappy allows you to move around as Mario has never done before. You can also use Cappy to possess just about everything you come up against, from Goombas to tanks, cars, this random guy, a T-Rex, and even fucking Bowser. That's right, you can play as fucking Bowser. God damn, this game is amazing. The 2D segments in the game are also a nice throwback to the older titles. There's a lot of different worlds to explore here, with Cascade Kingdom, the Sand Kingdom, the Moon, Metro Kingdom, which is my favorite, and after you beat the game, you can go explore the Mushroom Kingdom, which is great. The soundtrack for Odyssey is pure bliss. Every song in this game is catchy, lively, and memorable. If you're a longtime fan of Mario, you're gonna love it. If you've never played a Mario game before, well, you're gonna fucking love it. Thank you, Nintendo, for giving us a masterpiece, and I'm looking forward to Mario's next adventure.
We are perpetually trapped in a never-ending spiral of life and death.
My number one game of 2017, and this was a hard choice. I was gonna give it to Odyssey, but I decided to give it to Nier Automata. Nier is just a thrill ride. It may start off a little slow, but as you get deeper into the game, it starts throwing all this crazy, deep, and emotional shit at you. Stop, Yoko, there's only so much I can take! The story starts off where the Earth was invaded many years ago by an alien species that deployed these robots to the Earth, and they just wreaked havoc with everything, so the humans couldn't keep up with it. They fled to the moon and created the Yorha program, with these androids to wage a war to take back the Earth. A war that has been waged for over 10,000 fucking years. In the game, you start off playing as 2B, which is Waifu of the Year, by the way. 2B is a combat android who specializes in fighting and, yeah, fighting. We'll go with that. Back on track, fellas, as I was saying, you play as 2B and you're accompanied by your buddy 9S. Your goal is to get info on the enemy, provide support to a group of people on Earth who've been fighting the robots for a while, and to just fucking kill any robot you see. Sounds simple, right? Wrong! There is so much that develops within the game that starts making you question what's going on and are we doing the right thing? Some of these robots start developing feelings, emotions, a sense of community, and they're acting more like humans. After beating the story the first time, you get to play as 9S in the second playthrough and you see his side of the story, as well as gaining a new insight into the lore of the world as you progress. You realize not everything is as it seems. There's a bigger picture here to understand. And then there's the third playthrough, which will just fucking tear open your chest, grab your heart out, crush it, and devour what's left of your fucking soul. The third playthrough fucked me up, okay? It's a goddamn emotional roller coaster that doesn't stop until you get to the true ending of the game. Which, by the way, there are 26 different endings total, but most of them are just for fun. Only endings A through E matter. The game is deep in the sense that it has a lot of spiritual and meaningful concepts for you to grasp and understand, like what it means to love, to fight, and ultimately what it means to be human. It would take a whole video to explore that side of the game, so I'm not going to get too much into it, but I loved it. It's not too often you play a game that makes you open your eyes and think that way. On top of that, the gameplay is great. The combat is fluid and dynamic. I loved cutting up robots and destroying them in all different kinds of ways. The world and environment may seem bleak and depressing at times, but it can also be beautiful, and it's meant to make you feel how desolate, ruined, and empty the world is. And the soundtrack complements it amazingly. It's surreal and beautiful and adds a sense of wonder to the environment. It's one of my favorite soundtracks in a game so far. Nier has a lot to give if you really get into the game. It's thoughtful, deep, depressing, but yet it stands out from everything else. It's beautiful, and what I feel like that video games such as Nier can also be expressed as a form of art. So that's why Nier Automata is my #1 game of 2017.
I never quite realized how beautiful this world is. I'm coming, everyone. I'm coming.
Well, there's my top 5 list. Take it or leave it. If you don't like it, well...
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
Now, I'm really hoping 2018 will give us even greater games that we can look forward to. Yeah, I'm hoping we get Kingdom Hearts 3. But if there's one game that everyone's waiting for, it's Shenmue 3, baby. Where the fuck is my Shenmue 3? Where the fuck is my Shenmue 3? Anyways, I'm really hoping next year I can also do maybe a top 10 games of the year. However, unless I stop being a broke motherfucker and I'm able to afford more video games, I'm gonna have to stick with the 5-game format. If you guys agree with my list or have different options on what your favorite game of the year was, go ahead and leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear your opinion. That's all I gotta say for this time, so thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you want. God bless you all, and peace out.